Hey, hello everyone. It's Persimmon Pop. It's been a while since we've talked. As you know, love to talk about persimmons, and this is March 4th, I think, and we should be talking about scions. So I'm going to spend 1 minute on scions, and then I'm going to go more to the application of persimmons, the fruit themselves. So again, you should have your scions in the refrigerator. They should look something like this in a plastic bag with or without a little bit of moisture in there. The only thing I would comment on, depending on where you are, if you don't have your scions, it's a little bit late, but you still could pick some if it hasn't warmed up very much and you're, let's say, above the Mason-Dixon line. The other thing is, be adventuresome. Try some new varieties. So this year I'm going to try Rojo Brilliante, if I'm saying that right, and a couple of layman American varieties that I don't have. Okay, now, what I want to talk about now is those of you who've been grafting and have persimmons that are now ready to produce, you might not have thought this through. What am I going to do with this fruit? Well, of course, the most fun part to do is right off the tree, eat a persimmon. And great flavor, distinct flavor, nice fall treat. However, if you're like me now, your trees are really starting to produce and you can't eat them all, and your family can't eat them all. You can freeze them. You can freeze them whole. Put them in a plastic bag like this. You can go to great extent in terms of the way you freeze them to make sure they don't get frostbite. What can you do with frozen persimmons? You can eat them, set them out for 30 minutes in the wintertime, and they make a cool, refreshing treat. My grandkids like it when I make a pop persimmon. Very tasty. They like that. I do too. I discovered a new thing you can do with frozen persimmons, and that is use them as, instead of a ice cube, in any sort of drink you want to fix. That's up to you. I personally like Kentucky bourbon. Okay, the other thing you can do with frozen persimmons, well, either whole, fresh, or frozen over the winter when you have more time, is you can then de-seed them and make pulp. This is probably the most flexible and universal use of persimmons. What can you do with persimmon pulp? You can make persimmon bread. You can make quick bread. You can make regular bread. You can make pastries. You can use pulp to make alcoholic beverages like wine or beer. I have some bakeries in our area now who are using them to make scones and to make pies. You can make pie, you can make persimmon pudding. Lots of wonderful things you can do with pulp. It's quite a bit of work to go from here to here, but it's well worth it. Those of you who are thinking about going commercial, this is probably the most commercial application for persimmons. The other thing you can do is you can slice these whole persimmons, either fresh or frozen, and use a dehumidifier and make dried persimmons. These make great snacks. You've bought bananas that way or mangoes that way. Kids like them. My kids and grandkids like them. They're good for a road trip. It's relatively easy to do. Again, you can then refreeze them or refrigerate them so they last longer, but they also will be okay unrefrigerated for, a week or two. So I just wanted to cover the different applications of persimmons in case you're starting to produce more than your family can eat. I hope this gives you some ideas. There's some other ideas online you can find, but it's just a way to continue to use the persimmons all the way through the winter till the next harvest. Everybody have a great March and a great grafting season. Talk to you later.